we... Can we talk about this? Pokemon Go was one of the hypest fucking things to ever happen to anything in the history of mankind. Okay, not really, but it was huge. Massive. Gigantic. What the fuck kind of word is this? Reaching a solid 45 million players at one point and even passing up Tinder in popularity, which, as we all know, is the official Netflix and fuck app. Wait, did I say the meme wrong? Netflix and sex. The staggering amount of popularity was expected. In the history of Pokemon, they've never really had an unpopular game. Even Pokemon Pinball was lit AF. Pairing this franchise with also putting the game, using the term loosely here, on one of the most accessible devices on the planet was just a recipe for success. And it worked! The game was an overnight sensation and people were obsessed. Going to a park to catch Pokemon at 2 a.m. to be greeted by hundreds of others doing the same thing was amazing. And since it was such a simple concept, nobody was excluded. There were kids, teenagers, elderly people, dads, moms. Christ, there were so many hot moms. Anyway, everyone was in on it. The teams and the memes that followed were hilarious. Having cheesy rivalries with strangers because they chose valor over instinct, like fucking idiots, gave you a common ground to make friends. Pokemon became a social experience. Instead of partying on the weekends, people started going Pokemon hunting and it was awesome. But unfortunately, this was as well as the game was going to do. It was built under the guise of accessible and simple enough for everyone to understand, and in turn left us with a shallow, glitchy app that crashed every 5 seconds. Niantic's servers weren't powerful enough to deal with the obvious influx of popularity, and instead of promising a fix to the millions of players who were waiting for a solution, they did the opposite. Niantic refused to accommodate the masses and decided to wait it out, ignoring the need to comment on their shortcomings, doing the business equivalent of, if we don't pay attention to it, it'll go away. And the fans did! In droves. 15 million people quit the game on the first month, which could also be attributed to the hype dying down. I know, you don't gotta yell at me. And with their backs against the wall, Niantic did the obvious step they should have taken and removed the key tracking system from the game to free up server space for their already fleeting fan base. Some good shit right there. But as much as I want to blame the decline of Pokemon Global Offensive on tracking, it wasn't. Leveling up became tedious. Did anyone want to earn 2 million experience points in order to level once? Fuck that, by the time I hit level 35, Sun and Moon would be out. The magic of throwing Pokeballs at different CG creatures lost its novelty. And with the company that didn't listen to the few players that were addicted enough to stick around after getting denied a response for weeks, this was just a setup for failure. Also, they still haven't released the legendary birds. Good going, Niantic! Way to hold your breath until you died. I know I'm being harsh, but deep down I'm just disappointed. Pokemon Go was an amazing experience. It was the first game ever to force everyone to go out and meet people. To take an hour out of their day for walking around and hatching their eggs. So many amazing health stories came from overweight players being in love with the exercise that came with catching them all. And the sheer idea that instead of drinking on a Saturday, you could go out with some friends to farm Magikarps in order to get a Gyarados that might end up sucking dick was pretty cool. Taking gyms with friends on your team and finding the guy who's been waiting around sniping all the gyms in the area to break his kneecaps was good wholesome fun. They even added Easter eggs like naming your Eevees in order to change your evolution. I don't know why mine isn't a Jolteon yet though. It sounds sad, but this isn't a rest in peace Pokemon Go video. And there is a light at the end of this tunnel. Recently, Gen 2 Pokemon were found in the game's code, and hopefully Niantic learns from their mistakes and tries to bring us back, because the game brought so much positivity into the world, and I love seeing Niantic try and make it a better experience for everyone. Adding daily quests, doing a Halloween event, implementing new features like trading and possibly battling seem to be a step in the right direction. I plan on giving the game a second chance when Gen 2 is released, and I really would like to know how you guys feel. I guess the point I'm trying to make is 9/11 was an inside job, and the government is hiding the cure for cancer. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Can We Talk About This? If there's something else you want to talk about, leave it in the comment section below and I'll be sure to get to it because I love you. I said it. I love you so much. Now that I got that off my chest. You doing anything later?